Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Money and Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Sheryka Alford, and she is.
Anntricia Bray Smith.
We're here to provide you with motivation to get out of debt, build wealth, and transform your outlook towards life. Today, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship, all the things that comes with it. And Trisha's going to provide us with some helpful tips.
Lies,
No,
lies, and more lies. I'm
she
gonna do what? Tell them what
You're
I'm gonna do.
you are going to provide us with helpful tips, those of us
Okay.
who are either considering starting our own business, or maybe we've already started our own business and we're just new at it. So help us out and give us some tips, because you've been in listen, how long have you been an entrepreneur?
18 years, January. 18 whole years doing this thing through trial and error.
And you've been trying to convince me for what, 17 and a half?
Lies, lies. Yes. Oh, I'm always, you know, uh, many people, they think that their wealth or that their security is in a job. It's not. Our security, our wealth is trapped inside of our own business, that is trapped inside of each and every one of us. So, yeah, so I'm always talking to people about what their aspirations are. What is it that they dream about? What is it that they do well? Um, I'm always observing, because that is where your wealth is hidden inside of you, not
Mhm.
on a job, not in your career. It's hidden inside of you. We're all
Yeah.
born with that seed, and it's about really tapping into that and creating streams of income for our families, guys.
Now, what got you started 18 years ago? Because I know someone like myself, it's kind of like, I enjoy the comfort of, you know, being on the job, getting a regular paycheck, benefits, all that stuff. How did you get started? What prompted you to start being an entrepreneur?
Just really not being satisfied in my career. I was working as a nurse and beginning to tap into parenthood, a single parent raising two young, beautiful girls, um, having the demands of the job and the career imposed upon my household. So
Mm,
even though the money was there were other things that were more important, like
mm-hmm,
me being there to raise my own kids
mm-hmm,
and not having to find child care and pay for child care and things of that nature, because my schedule conflicted with their schedule as
yeah.
young women. So I gave it all up, and decided that I was going back to school. And when I looked at the direction that education was going, I realized that, hey, we have got to do something different. And so that is what prompted me to start my nonprofit and begin to look at entrepreneurship. And
Wow.
I enjoy the flexibility of it. It works well with my personality. I enjoy the rewards of it, uh, immediate rewards and gratification that you get when you make that impact in somebody's life, uh, and helping them shift their mindsets and helping them to put together the pieces of their story to create whatever it is that they're ready to set out for themselves, and
Mm,
to let them know, and so they can, when they finally get that moment where they can see that what they've been dreaming all along actually has some validity to that. So that's what I do, and that's what I live. I live to educate, empower, and encourage
mhm.
people through what I do in my service and through my products.
Okay, but what about that listener who may be out there and say, that's all fine and great for you, but I'm not that smart. I'm not smart enough to start my own business. What do
I'm
you have
not
to say
either.
to that?
I'm not either. But it wasn't about being smart. It was about being willing and ready to take the risk.
Mm.
because negativity, it's going to always be there. It has to do with our mindset, and that's why it's so important, and it's why I'm always talking about mindset. When your mind change, everything around you is going to change. So the only thing is holding you back is you. There's not a person in this world, there's not a resource in this world that can hold you back from doing what you desire to do, but you. That's all it is. And so
Yeah.
once you realize that, and begin to shift your mindset and focus on what you can do rather than what you can't do, then the possibilities are endless.
Yes, so true. And what I've noticed, even from my own personal experience, and if you really look at the skills that you've acquired from the jobs that you may be working, and that's not to say that just because you start your own business you can't continue to work, because I I do both.
Every day.
And and so you can take those same skills that you learned from your jobs, the things that you're doing for someone else's establishment, and apply that to your own business, whatever that may be. So, whether it be administrative skills, or whether it be communication, or, graphic design, whatever. Just a lot of times I think we just get so used of our routines and just going and doing day after day. We don't really sit back and take note of what we're actually capable of, and how we can transfer those skills to not only do our day to day, but also do something of our own.
All right, so I'm here today to share with you some tips that I have for new and upcoming entrepreneurs. Whether you're thinking about starting a new business, whether you've already started that business, and maybe you've been in it uh, 18 years or more, like I have. Hey, it's just time to dig in. There's always something that we can learn. And so the tips that I have for you today are practical, uh, and they're simple. But having the knowledge and applying the knowledge that I give you is going to be two different things. So it's good for you to have the knowledge, but it's even better when you apply the knowledge. So if you can listen to these tips and any other tips all day long, until you apply it, it's not going to do you or your future in business any good. That was a nugget within itself. All right, tip number one that I have for you new and upcoming entrepreneurs is to do a career interest inventory profile assessment. Do a career interest evaluation. And you say, ooh, what is that? A personality assessment. Ooh, what is that? A career interest assessment. Ooh, what is that? It is, get online and Google it. They're simple, they're easy. You can print them off. You can do it right from the comfort of your own home. And if you don't even want to do that, you have an employment or workforce place around your community, go visit them. That's one of the first things they're going to give to you if they're operating efficiently. They're going to give you that exam so that you can see what your personality is, what career clusters line up with your personality. It will give you an idea of jobs and career fields that match your personality, that people just like you succeed in. That's one of the um, things that hinder us the most is we don't know outside a good idea whether or not that business is going to be something that we enjoy doing or something that seems more like a burden just so we can make money. And so I think that's important. A good place to start, take that career interest exam, personality exam, find out what it is your personality looks like. Find out what it is, uh, career clusters that your personality matches up with the most, that people who think and act like you and have those personality types like you, what areas are they succeeding in? You would be surprised. It is important.
So
It
I can
is
find
important.
somebody that, a career that allows me to take naps and eat chocolate.
Absolutely. Oh, I do it every day. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
Do,
just
do you
kidding.
ever wonder how, I started out as a nurse. I shared that, but then I transitioned over to not only to become a teacher and a counselor, but also to create my nonprofit.
Hmm.
It all works, and they're all in the career cluster. They're all in. So there may be several things that you can um, find that you're interested in or that you're willing to try, and it works. It works. I mean, I'm one of those. I have a personality that's very dominant. Um,
Mm.
Leadership personality, a personality to where I enjoy solving problems in everything that I do, whether it's in nursing, whether it's in education, whether it's just in my public speaking platform. All of those things allow me to do what I do, and enjoy it without the burnout, without the dread. So yeah, it's a good place to start. Tip number two. You see how I did that? Two. Tip number two, what is your business idea? You can't start a new business without an idea. So you have to really look at what your business idea is. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to make sense. Nobody has to be doing it, and there could be a million people doing it. What is your business idea? Write it down. What does it look like? I don't care if you have a business idea and 20 other people in your surrounding area have that same business idea. It's not your idea. So write it down. Let's look at it because you are the unique factor in that business. And so even if a million people are doing it, still it's important that you consider your business idea and what that looks like. When I go into the store to buy bread, there's more than one brand of bread. And I'm sure that they all have similarities, but there's something about a particular brand that's going to stand out, whether it's the packaging, whether it's the taste, whether it's the weight, the size, uh, whether it's the color. There's something about a particular bread that I'm going to select that's different from the other brands of bread that are there on the shelf. So, guys, think about it. If you're selling t shirts, and a million other people are doing t-shirts, what's going to make yours different? How is yours going to stand out? And that unique factor in determining what that is inside of you. So do the interest inventory assessment, explore your business ideas, and tip number three, research the industry. You want to research the industry in which you're wanting to explore and open up a new business. Does it meet supply? Does it meet demand? What is the success uh, statistics? How or the people in your area that wants what you have, how are they going to benefit from it? What needs to be improved in that industry? What do you have to um, add to improve it and resolving some of the problems or issues in that industry? So one of the things that I find is that let's say I can talk about t-shirt industry because I do shirts and things like that as well. That's another passive stream of income that I have. What makes my shirts different than everybody else's is that I create my own slogans for my shirts. I offer a variety of colors in my shirts. Uh, my shirts are motivational. My shirts are encouraging. My shirts are empowering. I use minimal graphics. Uh, My shirts reflect my brand. And of course, my brand is mine. It's unique. And so, not only that, what do I add? I also will add a bag or a mug that goes along. I add long sleeves, sweatshirts, crew shirts, hoodies with my brand. So it's always something that's going to set you apart, that's different from everybody else, but you don't know that until you do the research. Are my prices compatible? You know, how can people gain access to my shirts? Do they have to come through me? Am I the one printing them? Do I have a third party printer that prints it and does the inventory and sends it out? It's so many things to consider. You only know that when you do the research. So you have to know what it is to research and to uh, understand where your business idea is going to fit in the marketplace. Three wonderful tips right there. That's enough to get started. For anybody who has a business idea, that's enough to get started right there. But I can guarantee you, you can skip these steps, but eventually you're going to find yourself right back to step 1, 2, and 3, because it is necessary. And without doing steps 1, 2, 3, is directly connected to why there's such a great turnover in entrepreneurship, and most businesses fail within the first 5 years of starting. So it's not in how you start. You want to be in this for the long term and make it happen.
Yeah, those are some amazing tips for us. Doing the career interest inventory profile assessment, exploring the business idea, and research, research, research. And also, if you want to learn more from Antricia's trainings and courses that she has available, her link will be provided in the show notes. Just go to her Linktree link, and there's a course tab, and um, she's got quite a few courses available. I've learned a lot from her. So check it out.
Yeah, I think with me, being an educator, I don't um, tell enough of how my work has helped new and upcoming entrepreneurs. Uh, because of my personality, I'm very private, and I like to keep uh, people's information and stuff, private as well. Uh, but sometimes it's good to hear that people have used what I have to offer and have, um, made gains in their entrepreneurial journey. So yeah, I'm an educator, guys. I'm not a business coach. I'm not a life coach. I'm not um, out here to just make tons of money by draining your pocketbooks. What I have is available for you. It works, and I know I don't talk about it enough on my different platforms and stuff, but it does work. I haven't been here 18, 19, 20 years trying to do this thing without having to learn some things through trial and error, and being willing to share that with new and upcoming entrepreneurs as well. So, tip number 4, what I would suggest is to create a effective business plan slash model, an efficient, effective business plan slash model. And many people don't even know what that looks like. Many people, they have a business idea and they just go for it. They haven't really sat down to do the background work. We have an idea, and it's easy to get started, and we just take the leap, never really putting the blueprint together. A business plan slash model is necessary. And I talk about that in my course, Business Sense and Branding. Business Sense and Branding, it's taking what you've done and going back and putting a framework of that together so that you can sustain over time. And understanding the challenges that you face not only impact you, but we're all impacted by it. But there is a way that we can sustain and overcome those challenges and still be able to maintain visibility and productivity in times even such as we're living in now, with the different things that's going on in our nation and the uncertainties of day to day, especially on our jobs and things like that. So create a business plan slash model that works for you in your business. Um, we don't always take the time to learn something for ourselves, so we try to implement somebody else's model that's doing the same business that may or may not work for you, because you are unique and your ideas, your vision are different regardless of who you're trying to imitate. So it's important that you put that business plan slash model together. And tip number 5. Are we on tip number 5? This is the last tip that I'm going to share today in my tips for new and upcoming entrepreneurs. Tip number 5 is to take a course, a business course. That's going to be beneficial for you. We want to do things and we get an idea and we just jump on it. It's good to actually sit in a classroom, whether it's virtual, whether it's online, whether it's a pre-recorded course, whatever it is. Take a business course. It is important, and it just helps you understand business altogether. When you're an entrepreneur, you're everything. You are the marketing. You are the one who's doing the finances. You are the one that's uh, creating the events and the putting the products together and doing the packaging. You're the one that's doing the shopping, making sure your inventory and all this stuff. You're everything. And even when you have a small team, you're still everything, because the team is just trying to waiting on you to. They're 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be what you think they're going to be. So, yeah. So, uh, take a class. That's all I can say. For 2021, that is one of the things that I'm looking at, is creating a business academy, a business course, to where I'm taking you step by steps over 6 weeks. When you enroll over 6 weeks, taking you step by step into business and understanding your business, what that looks like. Just putting an entire new business uh, academy together for new and upcoming business owners, helping you explore business ideas, helping you explore your personality and what career clusters work for you, helping you explore what that business model looks like, helping you connect with those community resources that can help you along the way, helping you build relationships and networking and partnerships and seeing what that looks like. And so that's one of my goals for 2021, is to put that together. And so be looking for that. If you're one that you're new in business, and you're looking to grow and develop, come grow and develop with me. I love to have you. Um, it is what it is. Those are my
And
5 tips.
when in 2021 should we look for this course? What month in
First
2020?
quarter.
First quarter?
During the first quarter.
You have a whole bunch of accountability partners. Anybody that's listening, and myself, we're going to hold you accountable to that.
Well,
So,
I expect that if you're holding me accountable, that you're already expecting to enroll.
I suppose so. But that is awesome. Thank you so much, Anntricia, for those helpful tips for new and upcoming entrepreneurs. And even, one thing I will say, I know some people, AKA myself, um, those of us who are introverts, and it's like, that's not, yeah, I don't think that's comfortable. That's really not for me, to have to get out and reach out and socialize with people. I know earlier in 2020, Anntricia gave us a challenge in our IMSA group, which is, the Initiative for Marketing Success Alliance, to be more social. That was our challenge. And when she said it, I just kind of rolled my eyes and said, yeah, that's pretty. but because of her challenge, I have become a lot more social.
As well,
So,
I have to
mhm,
do things in real time too, and that was one of the things that I've set out to do, is to be social and network.
yeah,
So uh,
yeah.
I accept the challenge for myself first before I imposed it upon you guys. So
Yes, so, but that's awesome. We really do thank you for those wise tips. And that's going to wrap up this episode of the Money and Mindset podcast. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and do reach out to us if you have any other tips that you may have found helpful. The email, we'll have that in the link as well. And like I said, I'll also include Antricia's link
link
tree
tree.
so that you can get access to that business sense and branding course.
Until next time, I am Anntricia Bray Smith.
And I'm Sheryka Alford. Take care.